today I would like to talk about the different ways we can feel isolated and alone. And I want to give you some very concrete examples. Some of them I myself am very familiar with. Not all of them, but some of them. So the first one is you're dealing with a chronic health condition. It might be an autoimmune disease or anything else that is there permanently. You've been to the doctors, they told you what it is, but told you at the same time they can't do anything about it. And you look completely healthy on the outside, which is why nobody understands what you're really dealing with. And you might encounter some judgments why you aren't as busy or as active as other people. At the same time, you might be going down the alternative route, trying out this and that and the other, spending shitloads of money, and nothing really helps. And as a result of that, you can feel very isolated and very lonely. I know that place. The second one is that you might be somehow trapped in a relationship or a friendship that is not ideal, or let's say it might be emotionally abusive or toxic. And on the outside that person appears very charming, very wonderful, and you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to because people don't understand what's actually going on behind closed doors. That's also a very, very difficult place to be in. It might be also that you're recovering from such a relationship. It could be even a family member. It doesn't need to be a romantic relationship. But you're recovering from it, you're just figuring it out, and you might not have enough places where you can go to and talk about this. Therefore, you feel very isolated and lonely, and you also don't know anymore whom you actually can trust. That's the second one. The third one is that it might be that you are the one who is responsible for everything. Maybe within your family, you're organizing everything, you're doing everything, you're the strong one, you are carrying everyone else's emotional burdens, and you yourself don't have any place where you actually can be vulnerable, where you can share how you are actually feeling. And you have the feeling that if you don't continue doing this, the whole system within you operating will break down. So you just, like a good soldier, are marching on, and maybe you're caught in pretending to everybody else how great things are, or that everything is fine, while you feel completely empty on the inside. And I also feel that those three things can be interrelated. You might have some chronic health issues and some experience with emotional abuse, for example, any of those combinations, or it's just one. But I just wanted to reach out and say I get it, and I understand how lonely and isolating this can feel, and I think we don't talk about it enough. And it is a lonely place. My feeling is that it is very important to acknowledge that and to be honest with yourself, and to see which of those things, if any of those things you're dealing with. Maybe it is something completely different that makes you feel lonely and isolated. I haven't mentioned. I'd be happy to hear from you what that is. And to first and foremost give yourself the support you might not get from the outside. I know that sounds very easy and is very difficult to do, but I think it is important. And at the same time to find sources of support while being very, very, very discerning what sources of support you want to connect with. I think it needs to be a safe space where you really feel seen and not judged, It can be a good friend, it could be an online community, it could be a one-to-one, I don't know, therapy session or life coaching, whatever feels good, but it needs to really feel good. So I would say you need to be discerning about this. And sometimes when those things happen, we kind of get in so much anxiety and things seem to spiral out. So I would also say what I said in my last video, that it is very important to slow down and to somehow also notice the environment again and do things that are really, really good for us and nourishing, like simple things like going for a walk and just slowing things down and telling ourselves, okay, I don't need to figure out right now what kind of other health conditions I might be having or how I am gonna solve this. I'm just gonna enjoy the scenery, take the exit from the highway and go slower and trust myself that I will find a solution that makes me ultimately feel better. We need to kind of first and foremost rely on ourselves and then on other people. That was Anja Kersten from Magic World, life coach and artist. Take good care.